man. You said this thing on, man. Hey, you said this thing on, man.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I don't get this thing on, man. And my name is Myron. They call me SNIFFY. My name Myron Johnson. They call me SNIFFY. They call me SNIFFY. My cousin is Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm here to give y'all a message. Y'all better leave my cousin alone. That's what y'all better do. Y'all better leave my cousin alone. My cousin Umar doing good work for y'all. Y'all some stupid ass niggas, man. Y'all doing niggas, you know. And y'all ain't giving the man no money. Y'all think because y'all gave my cousin a little money, y'all think y'all own him. Y'all don't own a motherfucker thing up in here. Y'all own nothing. Y'all own nothing. Y'all own nothing at all. And Gavin.
When soul singer and black activist Sam Cooke wrote the lyrics to his song, "A Change Is Gonna Come," it was very direct and to the point. With some changes to it, the song was still digestible. In the year 2019, black folks continue to go through the change rather than direct the change. A community activist named Taalik Ibn'rad has made an appeal similar to what Sam Cooke was asking for. A change. It's said that the meek shall inherit the earth. We ask when. When will the landlords give the meek a free lease? Mr. Ibn'rad is humbly asking for the state of Mississippi. President Trump has already had sit-downs with the wrong representatives of the black community. How about a real discussion with a true grassroots African American? Join and organize Operation Exodus Mississippi today, or become a supporter.
Good day, everybody. How are you? Morning Talks with Ro is right around the corner. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Who's ready for Morning Talks with Ro? Good morning, everybody. How are you? Happy Monday. Are you ready? Morning Talks with Ro is right around
drop
the
in
corner.
and leave you with something tangible to work with and practice, because some of the things you're going to hear right on a regular basis, but if you're not practicing it, it doesn't make it real. It doesn't settle in as wisdom, right? It doesn't serve you the way that it could serve you if you use the tools. You got to work this stuff. It's one thing to talk about it, right? It's one thing to be lip service. It's another thing to actually implement this into your life.
Where you at? Hey! Y'all ready to level up with Morning Talks with Ro? Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, one of those episodes, things that make you say, Well, like many of you, I was raised in the Christian church. I was raised, I think it was the Baptist church, down south. And we did not have electricity, so I would listen to the preacher. And sometimes we would gather at night and there would be a wood burning fireplace, and the reverend would tell us stories about fire and brimstone. And later, I would be told stories about ghosts and haunts and spirits and demons and things of this nature as a child. As a child, I was taught these things. And as I was growing up, I would believe these things because I would actually have what we call supernatural experience. So I am like you also. I've had things that you cannot explain, supernatural, what they call experience. In the South, one of the residents that we occupied, and some of these things still apply. Some churches actually have their graveyards on the property of the church. So we stayed next door to a church, and that church had a graveyard. And I would see people, they would have funerals and get buried in that cemetery all the time. I would look out my window and I would see, this is what I would see, broad daylight. I would see dead people. They would rise out of their casket before they got buried. I would see them raise up. I did not hear them say anything, but I would see them rise up. Broad daylight. This was not even at night. Broad daylight. I saw dead people. Blew my mind. Supernatural experience. Broad daylight. One day I woke up and I saw a devil. Looked something like the devil that we talk about in religion. And the little devil flew in, flying around, and the little devil dropped on my chest. I'm like, wow, what the? This broad daylight. This is not night. Broad daylight, I'm awake. I am awake when I saw these dead people raise up out of their caskets. And then another little devil flew in and started fighting the other little devil right on my chest. Then both of them looked at me like, what you looking at? And they had pitchforks and they start stabbing me in the chest. And I grabbed my chest because I thought it was going to hurt, but I didn't feel nothing. They were just stabbing me in my chest. There was an incident. It was summertime and the main air conditioning was in my room. We lived in one of those, what they call it, one of those shacks. Front door, the back door. You open up the front door, you can see the back door. One of those type of things. And my baby sister wanted to get closer to the air conditioner. So I saw her, and you know, being a child, I was playing with her. I'm like, get out of my room. You need to get out of my room. So I went to tell my mother to get her out of my room because I know she was enjoying the coolness of the air conditioning. And she used to sleep with my mother, and she was already in the bed with my mother. I'm like, what? So I went back to the room, and she was gone. How could she be in two places at the same time? So there's a lot of things that can't be explained, and we call them supernatural experience. And really, the reality is they're not supernatural experiences. There's a reason why. And before this talk is over, I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because some of you may still say and believe that you died and you came back to life and you saw all this unnatural stuff. There's a reason for those things. Things that make you say, So I'm saying all that to say, I have experienced supernatural things that I cannot explain. Let me begin by saying this. Spider-Man. How many of you have seen the old Spider-Man cartoon? How many of you are familiar with Spider-Man? Now, in the old Spider-Man cartoon, well, first of all, we know that Spider-Man cannot fly. Spider-Man shoots his web and he goes from building to building. He swings around. Now, Spider-Man lives in Queens, I believe. And if you look at the old Spider-Man cartoon, you will see him swinging around, going home to Queens, New York. Now, when Spider-Man is in the city, you can see how you can shoot your web and you have a building, you can swing from building to building. These skyscrapers. But the question is, and many people, when I was growing up, I used to collect Spider-Man comic books, and people used to ask Stan Lee, how is Spider-Man going home? Because when you go to Queens, there's no skyscrapers. When you look at the Spider-Man cartoon, he's swinging in Queens. There's no skyscrapers. Where is his web going? How is he getting around? Spider-Man cannot fly. And I remember one day I was reading the comic books and Stan Lee just said, it's a comic book. It's fiction. Come on, y'all, give us a break. See, it's fiction, it's fantasy. You could do anything in fantasy and fiction. So my question is, we want to find out if spirit is fantasy or is spirit real? Because if spirit is real, then you can easily answer these questions or be like Stan Lee and say, look, give me a break. It's fantasy because it don't make sense. How is Spider-Man getting around? There's no buildings in Queens for him to shoot his web to swing around on. Let's look at the spirit. Is the spirit living or dead? Well, first of all, in order to get a spirit, something must be alive, then it dies. Unless you can show where the spirit is already in existence. But as far as we know, yes, something has to die in order for a spirit to appear, because that spirit dwells in some type of vessel. Then that vessel dies, and you get the spirit. The soul leaves the vessel and you get a spirit. Now, funny thing, when we describe these spirits of people, the description is they're wearing clothes. So the first question should be, why do a spirit need clothes? Why do a spirit need clothes? My father was wearing his favorite jacket. I saw him in his spirit. Where did your father buy that jacket? At Walmart. So are you telling me that there is a Walmart in the spirit world? What do a spirit need clothes for? And then you say that the spirit, you can hear some of these spirits talk. So that means that this spirit has vocal cords. Where in the spirit can you have vocal cords? See, it's not making sense. Where is your spirit? That means you're translucent. You're translucent. You really don't have no form. You something that can go through walls and through. Where's the spirit gonna keep these vocal cords? And then you still call the spirit, you still give that spirit a gender, male and female. A spirit does not need to have a gender. You only need gender if you are going to reproduce. So you need male and female. When you become a spirit, you become an it, because you are no longer going to reproduce, I guess. Are you saying spirits have sex? Maybe that's the reason why when y'all be making love, you say, oh my God. Woo. I'm just joking. The next question is, okay, so a spirit is made out of what? What is a spirit made out of? How does a spirit do what it does? And clearly, a spirit is still alive. The body dies, but the spirit continues to live. So we know how and what causes the body to live. You have to eat food, drink water, and whatever in order to maintain that physical body. So when the spirit leaves, What is it that maintains the spirit? Because clearly the spirit is alive. What is the energy source? Some type of magic. Where's the magic coming from? And there's no such thing as magic. You can ask any magician. It's illusions and tricks. There's no such thing as real magic. It's illusion. It's deception of the eyes. You think you're seeing one thing, but you're not seeing what you think that you see. Sleight of hand. It's a trick. Magic is a trick. Spirits is supposed to be real. There is no trick. So what is the energy source that's causing the spirit to continue to live? Now, in our world, the real world, you have plants. Plants can create through photosynthesis, chlorophyll photosynthesis. Plants can generate and make their own food. However, they must reach into the soil, this earth, in order to get the nutrients in order to do just that. So plants, even though they can, in their leaves and whatever, they can produce certain things in order for them to live, they still must reach into the earth. Or if you are a mushroom, a parasitic plant, you still have to find an energy source, something to live off of. Because anything that is alive must have an energy source in order to live. Something must die in order for something to live. So clearly, this spirit is alive. And y'all say that sometimes. The spirit is alive. So if it's alive, what is this spirit made out of? And what is it living off of? Well, that's a big question. Spider-Man is a cartoon. Anything is possible. Now, the last time I saw a ghost, a demon spirit, I saw it come through the wall, and it scared me to death, but I challenged that. And I reached out to hit that ghost or whatever it was, and it turned out to be a lamp. Like this. It turned out to be a lamp. Our minds have been programmed with this fantasy thinking, and your brain is making all this stuff up. Ever since I stopped thinking that way, I've never seen no little devils. I don't see people come up from caskets. None of that stuff. No little devils on my chest. None of those things. Why is that? Why is that? And some of you make these claims. Well, I died 3 or 4 times and I came back. No, you did not. No, you did not. Anything that is dead is dead. There is either you dead or you alive. Now, if you were laying on that autopsy table, they take your heart out, take your brain out your head, and did you like that, and we know for a fact you are dead, that's a different story. But most of you have experienced going into a coma, some type of coma-like situation. There are people. There was a man who was in a car accident, and they pronounced him dead, but he still was conscious. His body would not respond, but he said that his brain was fully functioning, and he heard them when they pronounced him dead, and they took him to the morgue, put him on ice, put him in one of those bags. And the reason why he was able to survive that was because his body was in such a low functioning state that you really didn't need a lot of air. They saw him. No, they heard them when they opened up that vault to get his body, and they were getting ready to perform an autopsy on this man. And he's like, he can't get his body to respond. And he's like, No, I'm alive. What you doing? The only thing that saved him, he was able to get his finger to move. And somebody noticed that his finger was moving. And of course, you know, in death, sometimes your nerves jump and whatever. So that's not a surprise, you know, when you go to the morgue. But something was unusual about his finger moving, and somebody said, wait, let's stop. And they found out this man was alive. Now, he could have easily said, I died. He know he didn't die. His body would not respond. When you talk about zombies, it's some kind of chemical, some kind of drug they give a person, knock you out. And if you notice, these people don't get autopsies. They don't get their blood drained. Was your blood drained? Did they remove your brain? Let's make sure that you are dead. When you are really dead, then if you come here and talk about, I was dead and I died 4 or 5 times. No, you did not. No, you did not. Because death is death, life is life. If you died, I guarantee you, you would not be here. You cannot die 4, 5, 6 times. No, you cannot do that. And while you are in that comatose type state, because we have filled our brains with all this Spider-Man, Batman, and Jesus walking on water and all this fantasy stuff, your brain makes all these things up for you. Whether I know you don't want to hear that, but that's it. Because I guarantee you, stop thinking like that, and you will be like me. You will say, you know, I don't experience stuff like that no more, because our brains, since we've been children, Bugs Bunny, Donald Duck, ducks talking, dogs talking, Superman, Batman, Jesus walking on water, and all this other stuff that we've been taught. Fill your brain with this stuff, and we believe that, and your brain make it for you. And you don't reject it, so your brain keeps it, and it keeps it coming. Keeps it coming. That's the reason why. So, is a spirit alive or dead? A spirit technically has to still be alive, but you have to answer all these other questions. Why do a spirit need clothes? Why do a spirit need to talk? Why do a spirit still have gender? A spirit is made out of what? What is the energy? And all this is, you just trying to say it's just anything. Why don't we just be like Stan Lee and say, look, it's a comic book.
Oh, I want to first say this, and I know I've been pissing some folks off who are, believers in the Lord and the high and mighty, what they call it, the most high, whoever this person is or whatever. And I find it very interesting. While I am driving down the highway, I saw a sign. It said, Jesus is coming. I had to laugh when I saw that sign. It said, Jesus is coming, because I'm thinking to myself, it's been over 2,000 years, and Jesus supposed to be coming. I mean, when this bruh gonna show up? I mean, wow. I mean, Jesus is coming. Come on now. Shouldn't you say Jesus has came? Jesus is here? I think that would be more appropriate. We've already, well, I have not, but many people have been waiting on Jesus over 2,000 years. Come on, brothers and sisters, that's a long time to be waiting on somebody. Really, though? Come on. 2,000 years, are you serious? People get angry at me if I show up late 2 minutes, maybe, let alone 2,000 years. Come on now. I thought that was funny. You know, Jesus is coming. 2,000 years have already passed. Come on now. But let me get into this rant. As you can see what the title is, F. Jordan Peele and that Us movie. It never fails. What is wrong with the Negro? What is wrong with y'all? You don't take nothing serious. Nothing. Now, the last movie you went crazy over was that Black Panther crap. And now I don't know how long it's been since the Black Panther. Now you got a new one. Y'all the most movie goingest folks I've ever been around. You love going to the movies. These black conscious, now the average, the regular Negro on the street, I can see why they want to, frequent the movie theater because they don't have nothing else to do. They think they are free. Happy days are here again type of mentality. Massa got everything under control. But here we are. We have these black conscious, black power, blackity black. They in the movie theater just like the average Negro. Now the new movie is Us. I think Dr. Boyce Watkins, Dr. Watkins love to go to the movies. That man stay in the movie theater. Every time a movie come out, he want to talk about it. And every time a movie come out, y'all want to talk about the symbolism. And you want to talk about the significance and all that type of stuff. The Antichrist. Whatever it is in the movie. The Black Panther was about the future of Africa. That's how Africa's supposed to be. The Black Panther fit into the delusions some of these folks got about Africa. And now this movie deals with the supernatural. So those people who, believe in God and spirits and demons and Antichrist and all, oh, you're having a good time talking about it's a lot of symbols and signs. There's only one symbol and one sign that Jordan Peele, and I think it's Universal Studios, whoever put the movie out, is only one sign all these folks is interested in, and that's the dollar sign. You're dumb enough to give these suckers your money. Even the Black Power folks, RBG Nation, whatever you want to call yourself, the Moors, the Hebrewites, sitting up watching a movie, and you justify, and your excuse is, it's a lot of black people in the movie. You got Joe Peel, and you got all these dark-skinned brothers and sisters in the movie. And just like the Black Panther, these people do not give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about us as a people. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. Jordan Peele, if we had another Hurricane Katrina right now, I very much doubt Jordan Peele would do very little for the survivors of Hurricane Mama Jama, because that's not what it's about. He's an entertainer. These people are entertainers. They doing this for a living. They don't give a damn about signs and symbols and all that stuff unless it's a dollar sign. Unless it's on a calculator, they adding up how much money they made. That's what it's about. And even the black conscious, pro-black, first black, whatever you want to call yourself, you are involved in the same madness that the so-called the dead folks, you're supposed to be awakened. You're supposed to be awakened, and you're doing the same type of stuff that the dead folks do. We don't take nothing serious. Nothing. And the reason why we do it is because we're comfortable. Why are you comfortable? You're comfortable because you know that your massa got your back. That's the reason why you're comfortable. You know that the cracker got everything under control. So you don't give a damn about black unity, so-called black unity. Now, go look at your subscriptions. Many of you, I mean, it's very nice that you subscribe to me. I really appreciate it. I do. I appreciate that you subscribe to Angel Stuff Number 7. I appreciate it. Now go look in your subscriptions and you tell me, out of all the subscriptions and all these folks that you listen to, how many of these people, all these debates, all these conversations, how many of these debates and conversations is about what we call black unification? They don't do it because all these suckers out here don't give a damn about you. Michael Jackson made a song. They don't care about us. And then, of course, when you first think about that, white folks, it's, you know, it's everybody outside of black folks, out of soul brothers and sisters, out everybody on. You have a lot of Negroes, people with black skin, dark skin, that don't give a damn about us. That's the reality of it. These people, just because they have dark skin, don't mean they care about you. They making a living. They are entertainers. And you want to be entertained because you're comfortable living in oppression. You're doing absolutely nothing except going to the damn movies and eat some popcorn that you didn't grow, some candy that you didn't make, some hamburgers you didn't fry, giving all your substance, everything to the peckerwood. Then you want to talk about white supremacy. This includes Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is one of the main folks running around here talking about white supremacy, and his baby face, Twinkie looking ass is in the movie theater with his biracial wife and children or whatever, talking all that black stuff. And this Tariq Nasheed, white as snow. He's sitting in the movie theater. Boyce Watkins in the movie theater. Brother Ben just did a little skit, so he had to see the movie to do the skit. All of these folks in the movie theater, instead on the battlefield being a revolutionary. I want to send a shout out to my brother Dope Coke One, because brother Dope Coke One understands it's time to be a revolutionary or sit your happy ass down. Shut up, get out the way. People like this are interfering with our liberation. We need to get out of this situation once and for all. Aren't you sick of talking about white supremacy every damn day? Aren't you sick and tired? There was a video where I think it was a brother that beat up an elderly woman, you know, things of that nature. Aren't you tired of living in this type of environment, situation? Ain't you sick of it all? Well, if you were sick and tired of it, you be taking the appropriate action instead of going to the damn movies to end this stuff once and for all. Don't you care about your children, your great-great-grandchildren? They should not have to deal with what we're dealing with. These babies, they are innocent. We should be putting a stop to this, but we're not. We're sitting our happy ass at the movies eating popcorn. What's wrong with going to the movies? Ain't no wrong. First of all, you didn't make the damn movie. It's not your theater. You're not supporting nothing black. You're making the cracker rich. What you mean? What you being entertained for? I thought you was having all these problems. Police brutality, discrimination. You keep running your mouth about white supremacy and you sit in the movie theater. You should be shaming yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Hold on a second here. Yeah, we should be ashamed of ourselves, but we're not. Hold on a minute here. Very difficult doing this sometimes. Got to watch what I'm doing, otherwise end up in a big mess. Hold on a second. Got to make a move. Oh shit! I guess I could keep talking, but hey, I really, yes, I do. I understand. I understand. You know all that black power talk, RBG Nation, all that white supremacy. That's just some feel good stuff. That's all. Make you feel good about yourself. Then you take your happy ass to the movies, and you make an excuse when somebody like me show up. Ain't nothing wrong with going to the movies. No, ain't nothing wrong with no. Keep your slave ass at the movie. That's where you belong. And then get up in the morning and go to the plantation. That's right. You love being a slave, and that's exactly what you're gonna be, and your children gonna be slaves too. Somebody come to me and they told me, they say, why you keep talking about mass extermination? You don't know what's gonna happen to us. Because I talk about, and I just made a short little skit myself. The day they came, about it's about you're gonna be barbecuing, you're gonna probably be at the movies, and then that's when these Peckerwoods gonna make a move on us and take us to these FEMA camps, these concentration camps, and start killing us outright. That's the only way you gonna learn. But by that time, it's too late. And so they tell me, you don't know what you're talking about. Technical difficulties. Well, let me say this and get this off my chest. Get it over with. Man, I just don't get it. We are, it seems as though we are just going to learn the hard way. So Somebody told me before technical difficulty, somebody was telling me, because I always talk about what's going on there, Don. Had technical difficulties. I wanted to finish what I wanted to say in the last video. But yeah, somebody was telling me, because I always talk about the mass graves, extermination. They was telling me, you don't know what's gonna happen to us. You ain't no prophet. You don't know it. You don't know it all. You don't know what you're talking about. And you know, when we are involved in certain things, hey, what's up there, Armand? When we are involved in certain behaviors and we feel a little guilty, then of course you want to jump on the messenger. I'm very sure that there are a lot of soul brothers and sisters, because of the title of the video and what I had to say, because they did it last time when I was talking about the Black Panther crap. Oh, you can learn a whole lot from the movie. Okay, you said that about the Black Panther. You learned a whole lot, all that symbolism. So my question is, are you liberated? Are you close to being liberated? Are you close to being free from your oppressor because you went to see the damn Black Panther movie? No, you're not. And you're not going to get any closer to getting rid of this racist off your back once and for all, because you're sitting at the movie theater sucking down carbon dioxide and eating blowed up corn. It's not going to change. It's not going to change till you get serious and say enough is enough. But you're never going to get serious because you're comfortable living in your oppression. That's just the bottom line. And you don't want to hear somebody like me, because like this one sister told me, get off my page. You messing up my peace. What do you mean I'm messing up? Oh, I'm breaking up your reality, this fantasy world that you're living in. Oh yeah, I understand. I'm breaking up your peace. I'm here to break your peace, because you're not supposed to be a damn slave. Our people, we're not supposed to be slaves. We're supposed to be free. We're supposed to be liberated. Your peace needs to be broken up. Your children, grandchildren, our future generations, they deserve to be liberated from an oppressor once and for all. But their happy ass grandparents, their mother and father, you're laying up, getting drunk, getting high in the movie theater and all kinds of dumb stuff. And these the people that's hollering black power, first black, unapologetically black, and all this blackity black stuff. If the ones that claim they are awoke, the ones that claim they are conscious, if you really done what you claim, gotta make a move here. Sorry about that. Hell, if the conscious community, if these folks, if they really knew what they was doing, which they don't, because if they knew what they was doing, this whole situation would be over with, and you can go to the movies, to your own movie theater, and you would be dealing with dark-skinned people that's entertaining you, that love you. They're not looking out, they're not looking at you just for $1. It's nothing but the usual exploitation. That's all that it is. The usual exploitation. And the so-called awake, black conscious, blackity black, and I'm very sure Hebrew Israelites and Moors, of course, Nation of Islam, because Brother Ben went to see this movie. It's the usual exploitation of us. And the reason why you like it, because all the actors, you know, all the soul brothers and sisters that's actors, they're actors. But let me say this and get out of here, because I already made that point, part one. I didn't expect a part two because, well, we had these technical difficulties. So this person is going to tell me, you don't know what you're talking about when I talk about the mass graves and extinction. It's already happened a few times. I'm going to say that again. It's already happened a few times. And you talk about it all the time. Don't you remember Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma? Do you remember that? There was a sister, and she was a young girl. She just recently passed this life. May she rest in peace. She said that the adults knew that was going to happen. That's what she heard them say as a little girl. She heard the adults talking. They knew it, that was coming one day. But they didn't do nothing to prepare for that day. Nothing. But you know, I sort of understand, thanks to my other brother, the Mad Head Doctor. I was listening to the Mad Head Doctor. You don't know who that is, look him up. Brother Doctor, he was saying, just because somebody know danger is coming, don't mean they're going to do anything about it. Like Hurricane Katrina. Even if the only thing you could do was walk, you would think those people would walk and do the best they can to get out of the danger zone. They knew a hurricane was coming. There are people who know tornadoes and earthquakes and all kinds. Look, they are living in California right now. It's been predicted that the big earthquake is coming. More and more people moving to California. Wonderful place, beautiful weather. They predict the big earthquake. And unlike the Negro, they're trying to prepare a little bit. They've all the modern buildings, you know, they try to make them earthquake proof and blah, blah, blah. So they're trying to, you know, get ready for the big one. But when it's all said and done, when the big earthquake comes, you're not going to be able to live there. It's going to tear stuff up. And all the buildings are not earthquake proof. But people are going to live there anyway. That's right, Don. California is long overdue for an earthquake, but you have people actually moving there. You have people that's raising children there. They don't care. But at least some of these people are trying to prepare. The Negro is not trying to prepare at all. So you had Tulsa, Oklahoma. They knew that was going to happen. And so when these Peckerwoods came down on them, they could not defend themselves or do nothing except be victims. The least you could have done is take some of the enemy out. The only thing they did was die. And that's the situation you're in right now. And you forget who you're dealing with. These people are like rabid dogs. You don't know when they're going to turn on you. You call them devil, you call them evil, but at the same time, you'll turn your back and go to the damn movies and don't have a care in the world. Explain that to me. That don't make any sense. Rosewood, there were many black towns in this country. Many of them were destroyed by these peckerwoods. And the residents knew one day that this is a possibility and didn't do nothing. And you're living that way right now. So in other words, you trust the peckerwood. All these pro-black folks, the Nation of Islam, the Moors, the Hebrew Israelites, the RBG, all of them trust these crackers. You trust them. Because if you didn't trust them, your actions and your behaviors would be different. You would not be sitting up in a movie theater. And let me tell you something else about these black businesses. You have all these folks like Boyce Watkins and all these black businesses and all this stuff. They are looking out for themselves. They are not doing this. Boyce Watkins is trying to make himself rich. Now he might share a little information and claim that he want to help the black community. His number one priority is to make sure he get rich, his family get rich. These people do not give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about us. It's all a fallacy. It's all a fraud. Don't you see that? That's why they are not preparing you for the possibility of mass extermination, mass extinction. Okay, so you do all this stuff. You're going to build schools, you're going to get businesses and all this, and you can't defend nothing you got, militarily or in no other kind of way. Anybody could do anything they wanted to you. And you know the possibility, you're living with your enemy, you know your enemy can come after you. The possibility is there. So when I talk about mass graves and extermination, I'm telling you there's a big possibility because it's happened before. There was close to 700 Native American tribes in this country. How many of them do you know? I hardly know. I can barely name 5 or 6. There were 700. All those people are gone. They are extinct. What make you think that you can't become extinct? Your school, your business, whatever else, the little tiny stuff that we do is not going to do nothing against this peckerwood when they come against you. That's right, Don. They already showing us. They already setting up the FEMA camps. We already see those plastic coffins going up and down the road. Matter of fact, I don't see them like I used to. They probably already in place. You're dealing with a vicious enemy here. But you're comfortable and you don't care. And by the time you react, it would be too late. If that's what you want, so be it. You know, it reminds me of a person. If somebody's threatening your life, don't you take precautions? So if they do kill you, you're not going to make it easy. So if they kill you, you're not going to make it easy. So what, I die? I'm not going to make it easy for them to kill me. You're going to make it easy. So when they blow your brains out, you're going to be in the movie theater sucking down some popcorn. That's what you're going to be doing when they blow your brains out. I keep telling us, this is not a joke. All this high wisdom, reading all these books, all this wisdom and research and books that y'all, none of that stuff could have saved Black Wall Street. None of it could have saved Rosewood. None of it could have saved when Dylan Roof went into that church and killed all those Christian brothers and sisters in that church. All that stuff y'all reading. None of it. You got your priorities all messed up. You should be security minded. It's going to be too late when you're laying down in a mass grave because you think it's a joke. You think you got time. You trust your enemy. You trust your enemy. That's what it is. When you should be trusting each other, grabbing each other's hand. I don't care if you're a Muslim or Moor or Christian or agnostic or whatever brother and sister you are. I don't care. Because when they put you in those mass graves, they don't care what you are. They're not going to trip off of that. We are supporting these idiots that don't give a damn about us. They talk pretty. They talk good. They sound smart. Ain't nothing smart about putting yourself in a situation where anybody can come and do anything they wanted to you. What's smart about that? But you would pick up a gun. And if a Negro, another soul brother or sister is after you, you would take precautions. You would do it. You would do something. Here you are living with your enemy 24 hours a day. Remember Flint, Michigan? They knew that water was poisoned with lead. They know that the population, the majority of the population of Flint, Michigan is black. And you're going to trust these people. You so comfortable, you going to the movie, and now you want to make videos talking about this dumbass movie, Us. Who entertain your mind? And I guess it'll help you. I guess it'll help you when that knock comes knocking at your door, when those National Guard troops, those army fellas, when they come and get your ass. That's right. We're going to be responsible for our own demise. Because smart people, when you're living with your enemy, you should always be on guard. Ask those people, those Caucasian Jews in Israel. Ask them how they live. They live next door to the Palestinians. Ask them, do they turn their back on them? Do they get comfortable on the Palestinians? And the Palestinians don't even have weapons like that. But they still have their guard up against the Palestinians. Because as far as they're concerned,